Welcome to the Horror Hour, where your darkest fears come to life. Each episode delves into spine-chilling tales, eerie phenomena, and the unsettling unknown. Join me as we explore the stories that make your skin crawl and your imagination race. Turn down the lights and let the horror begin.
Whispering Doll. In the quaint town of Willowbrook, where the streets meandered like the threads of a forgotten tapestry and the pines whispered ancient secrets, young Emily Reynolds was a beacon of innocence. Her world was one of enchantment and simple joys, where every corner of her home was imbued with the warmth of family and the allure of imagination. Emily's 6th birthday was marked by a particularly special gift, a porcelain doll named Serafina. The doll was exquisite, with dark curls framing a face of delicate features and piercing blue eyes that seemed to hold 1,000 untold stories. Her mother had chosen it with care, knowing Emily's fascination with dolls bordered on reverence. "This is Serafina," Emily declared proudly to anyone who would listen, her voice filled with awe. The doll became her cherished companion, a confidant to whom she whispered her dreams and secrets. One crisp autumn evening, when the golden hues of the setting sun bathed Willowbrook in a serene glow, Emily's mother invited her estranged Aunt Margaret for dinner. Aunt Margaret was an enigma in the family, known for her peculiar ways and an unsettling reputation for communicating with the spirit world. As Aunt Margaret entered their cozy home, her eyes fell upon Serafina. An uneasy chill seemed to pass through the room as the two women exchanged pleasantries. Emily couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss, particularly when she saw Aunt Margaret's gaze lingering on Serafina with an unreadable expression. "That's a lovely doll, Emily," Aunt Margaret said softly, her words sending a shiver down Emily's spine. The comment seemed innocent enough, but the intensity in her eyes made Emily's skin prickle. After Aunt Margaret's departure, Emily attempted to voice her unease to her parents. "Serafina was watching Aunt Margaret," she whispered nervously, her eyes wide with fear. But her parents, immersed in their post-dinner relaxation, dismissed her concerns as the products of an overactive imagination. As days turned into weeks, the Reynolds household was plagued by odd occurrences. Emily would find Serafina in different places around her room, her porcelain face always turned toward Emily with an unsettling smile. Items would disappear only to reappear in odd locations, their whereabouts a mystery. Emily's parents attributed these strange events to forgetfulness and the imagination of a child, but Emily knew there was more to it. Her growing sense of unease was fed by a series of events she couldn't ignore. One stormy night, as the wind howled outside and rain lashed against the windows, Emily lay in bed, clutching Serafina tightly. As she drifted towards sleep, she heard a faint whisper. "Emily!" The voice was soft, almost imperceptible, yet it sent a jolt of fear through her. Emily scanned the room but saw no one. "Serafina?" she whispered back, her heart racing. The doll's blue eyes seemed to glimmer in the moonlight, almost as if they were responding. From that night onward, the whispers became a constant presence. Serafina seemed to come alive in ways Emily couldn't explain. The doll moved through the house silently, its shadow seeming to lengthen and darken corners even in daylight. Emily's attempts to confide in her parents were met with skepticism and concern over her apparent fixation on the doll. Emily's isolation grew as Serafina's whispers grew more insistent. The doll began urging her to play games that made Emily's blood run cold. The games were bizarre, with instructions that seemed to draw from the darkest corners of Emily's imagination. The doll whispered secrets about Aunt Margaret's past, secrets Emily could not have known, further deepening the mystery. Despite the mounting terror, Emily found herself drawn to Serafina, unable to break free from the doll's influence. The lines between reality and fantasy began to blur, leaving Emily more and more entranced by the whispers and games. The storm that raged one fateful night was unlike any other Emily had experienced. Lightning flashed and thunder roared as she awoke to find Serafina standing at the foot of her bed. The doll's eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and its smile had twisted into a menacing grin. "Emily." The doll's voice was no longer a mere whisper but a commanding cold tone that cut through the storm's roar. "You must come with me." Fear paralyzed Emily as she backed away, her heart pounding in her chest. "No," she managed to whisper through her tears. "You're not real." But Serafina's porcelain face contorted into a sinister grin, and with a sudden burst of unnatural speed, the doll lunged forward, its tiny hands clutching Emily's arm. The next morning, the Reynolds home was eerily silent. Emily and Serafina had vanished without a trace. The police investigation yielded no clues, and the town of Willowbrook was abuzz with speculation. Some whispered about Emily running away. Others suggested Aunt Margaret's involvement with the occult. Yet, in the heart of Willowbrook, amidst the whispering pines and quiet streets, those who knew the truth spoke in hushed tones of a doll named Seraphina. A doll that had come to life, guided by forces beyond mortal understanding, and forever bound to a little girl who dared to believe in the whispers of the unknown. In the quiet, when the wind rustles through the trees and the shadows play tricks on the eyes, some still hear the faintest of whispers, a reminder of Emily and Seraphina, lost to the secrets that lie just beyond the edge of reality.